Hello, how are you? Today I brought a delicious recipe for your breakfast, for your afternoon snack, for you who want to replace bread, who want a healthier option. This recipe is very rich in protein, low in carbohydrates, very satisfying, and tastes delicious. Stay until the end because you won't want to miss it. If you love easy, quick, and healthy recipes, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Remember to activate the bell to receive notifications. I have new videos every day. You're going to love them. And remember to take a look here in the video description where I will leave the ingredients with the quantities and the nutritional information of the recipe. I'm going to take my chicken here, look, which is already cooked. I cooked it just in water and salt, and I'm going to blend it in the processor until it turns into something like flour. I want this chicken ground precisely to replace wheat flour. I cut this chicken into smaller pieces to make it easier for the processor. You can also use leftover chicken that's in your fridge. If you love snack recipes, healthier breakfast options, go ahead and give it a like so I know you enjoy recipes like this and I'll bring more delicious options for you. Let's blend this here until it's well ground and then we'll add more ingredients. Look, so I blended it here. If you don't have this processor, which is indeed more practical, you can also blend it in a blender using the pulse setting gradually. For now, for this part of the recipe, I'm going to set aside a portion here. I'll even leave the correct measurement for you below in the description. This remaining part here, I will use at the very end, so just leave it right here because right now I'm also going to take my mozzarella cheese and melt it. You can melt it in the microwave or in a double boiler, whichever you prefer, until it's really melted and stretchy. So I'm going to melt this, I'll be back, and we'll continue from there. Hold on. Look, so our cheese is already melted here, very stretchy. I'm going to bring back our chicken, the one I set aside for you earlier, in our bowl. I'm going to add our olive oil here. And the salt. I'm going to add a bit of dehydrated garlic here because I want it to have a garlic bread taste, but if you don't want to use it, if it's for breakfast, you don't need to, you can add oregano or another seasoning of your choice. Here is the baking powder. And this here is almond flour. If you want, you can use ground peanuts, which works the same way and might be a bit more economical depending on where you live. So what am I going to do here now? I'm going to get my hands in the dough because it's easier to incorporate the ingredients when you mix with your hands. The cheese might start to become firmer because it only stays in the right consistency when it's warmer. So ideally, you should do this with the cheese while it's still warm. Of course, not too hot, so you don't burn your hand, but as warm as possible so it incorporates well. And after these ingredients are more or less mixed like this one here, and the cheese has reached a temperature where it's literally safe to touch without burning, I add our egg. Why do I add the egg at the end? Because if we add the egg right at the beginning, it will turn into scrambled eggs, which won't be good. So now, at this point in time, observe carefully. The temperature is at a level where we can carefully and gently shape this dough and incorporate everything well. I will mix and incorporate until everything is well combined, and I'll be back to show you how it turned out. Well then, our dough is well formed and well united. I even washed my hands here to make it easier for us to shape it later. So I take an amount here and we simply shape it however we want. You can make balls, you can make them like rolls, whatever you want. A good tip is that this dough, since its base is actually cheese and chicken, could potentially become harder to shape as it cools down. So, if needed, you can put it in the microwave for another 15 seconds to warm it up a bit, making it easier to shape afterwards. I'll just try to make it somewhat like a bread, look, and then we'll bake it in the oven. I'll finish shaping all of them. I'm going to bake them in the preheated oven. In a little while, I'll be back with them ready, and we'll continue our recipe with that leftover chicken. I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it. So, I'll keep shaping them here and I'll be back soon with them ready. Hang on. So I've made these chicken breads here. I'm going to bake them in the oven. In a little while, I'll be back to show you how they turned out and tell you how long it took. And we'll do the second part of what goes with this bread. So hang on, I'll be right back. Before showing you the inside of the bread and talking more, trying the paste, I want to remind you that I have a video talking about the benefits of chicken, teaching how to make the white cheese I use, a video on the benefits of almond flour, and a playlist of low-carb recipes. All of this will be down here in the description. Look how beautiful they are. It took 15 minutes, it's very quick. Now I'm going to set this aside to quickly make our paste with the chicken that's still there, which I had already processed, so we can eat it with this delight. So I'm back here with our chicken. I'm going to blend it right here, which is more practical. I'm going to add a bit of creamy ricotta here, but if you want to use another type of white cheese, that's fine too. Tell me what you like to do with your pastes, what you like to use. I'm going to add a bit of salt here, a bit of mustard powder, and some dehydrated garlic. You can use these seasonings according to your preference. And now it's also quite practical. We just need to blend this well until it turns into a paste. So look, our paste is ready. I'm going to put it here in my jar. It's a protein-rich paste, low in fat, but very flavorful. Make it and you'll love it. I'm going to finish scraping my jar here and get our bread to serve it to you with the paste, and we'll finish up. Hold on. Look at this little bread. Look how soft and beautiful it is. I wish you could smell this wonderful aroma. And it's gluten-free, without wheat flour. So rich in protein with our wonderful chicken. And now I'm going to show you here, look. You can spread the paste like this, you can open it and use the paste as a filling. You can add it like this to eat it as if it were a snack. Tell me here what seasoning you are going to add to your paste as well. I would love to see your comment. I really want to try it. Remember to like the video because that way you also help me. Share this recipe with someone you know will like it, with those who need healthy ideas. Let's expand this chain of goodness together. That's what I want here with the channel. And remember to take a look at the video description where I will leave many interesting links for you with more tips and recipes. Now let's try it. This bread is really wonderful. The texture of the bread is amazing and this paste is so flavorful. The combination here turned out really perfect. See you next time. Bye.